Dangote says the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation no longer owns 20% share in Dangote's refinery. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. And as you have been, following our reports and analysis here, there seems to be some action and reaction both from Aliko Dangote and from the government of Nigeria that started from the exposure of Aliko Dangote, the local mafias in Nigeria, the oil mafias in Nigeria, who are working with the Western government, and then followed by a number of action. Now, in this news, Dangote says that the National Petroleum Corporation of Nigeria do not own anymore the 20% share in Dangote's refinery. Now, the reason that he's giving is that the business, meaning the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, is not living up to what it promised. So far, it has only settled the payment for 7.2% of the refinery. So due to this, the percentage that it shares will remain at 7.2%, not 20%, because the Nigerian government, or this the Nnpc, or known as the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, refused to raise the payment above the 0.2%. So according to Aliko Dangote, Nnpc can only get for the amount of the share that it paid only. So this is really interesting. Now, let me just give you a background. As I said, it started from the Afrexim Bank conference in the Caribbean, where Aliko Dangote exposed these local oil mafias of Nigeria working with the Western government that almost prevented the existence of Dangote's refinery in Nigeria. Now that followed, it looks like that Nigeria wanted to save its face, and immediately Tinubu has set up an economic team in which Dangote is in it, and also another business moguls in it. So following that, now we thought that we're going to see a development, but Dangote, instead of buying a crude oil from the Nigeria's crude oil itself, in which it is located where the factory is, and Dangote is Nigerian, but we found out that, or it was in the news that it was just 3 days ago, Dangote bought or imported 5 million barrels from crude oil from the United States. Okay, now all this is like a mafia thing, Nigeria's crude oil is owned by this so-called international oil companies, but it's namely like the BP, Total, Shell, Chevron, and all those. If you have to put it by country, France, Italy, I think Britain, America, all these are in it. And now that action followed by, it was yesterday, we were here with Kwame and we analyzed it, that OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, came out with a report or with an article that, Nigeria is producing oil below the quota. So in a way that seems, kind of aligning itself with the Nigerian government. And that's why, justifying why Dangote cannot buy crude oil from Nigeria. According to OPEC, it says that Nigeria's quota was 1.7 billion per day, but it has been, or million per day, but it has been lowered to 1.25. So that is a major, reduction in the amount of production. So it seems that a kind of a justification why Dangote cannot buy from Nigeria. Now, today, there's a lot of news because Dangote gave in his office a press briefing, and a lot of things has come out from that press briefing. So number one, it is that reducing the share amount of the National Petroleum Corporation of Nigeria from 20% to 7.2%. The other one is also Dangote has revealed there are more imports to be done of crude oil to be imported. Now he has imported from the United States and from as far as from Brazil. Now he said it's going to source it from also African countries, where maybe it really is better if Dangote is going to sell its refined oil to African countries. It only makes sense that if it can import also that crude oil from other African countries that cannot perhaps to refine their oil, okay, the crude oil. In another news, I really would like, to share with you the article. In another news, Dangote also revealed that the Dangote Refinery is going to start to sell petrol from local marketers starting from August. So that's also a good news, for Nigerians to have an option to buy petrol from, which is really a refined one, someone that they can trust, because there's a lot of mischief and unhealthy petrols that are being selling, formally and informally in Nigeria. Now, in another news, also Dangote Refinery is to list on the exchange of first quarter of the 2025. Now, let me just go ahead, if I can, share with you the articles that came, with the news of where Aliko Dangote said the National Petroleum Corporation of Nigeria no longer owns 20%, so that you just know. It's the Naira Matrix publishing this. Hopefully you can see it, or am I? Yeah, you can see it, right? Yeah, as you can see, it's a breaking news. That's it. But there's a number of also news that came out with separate head titles. As I told you, one is Dangote to start to source from other African countries to buy crude oils or to import crude oils, and also to sell, from August to sell petrol from local marketers. And that's really interesting how there seems to be really a tension between Dangote and the Nigerian government that is not living up to what it has promised. We all thought that when Tinubu has set up that economic team, that he's all in and correct what these local mafias in the country are doing, and some are actually saying Tinubu himself is connected to that local mafia. So there is pretty much nothing that this president can do to improve the situation. So it looks like that, because it just gets worse, and Aliko Dangote continues to take actions of his own. Now, as Kwame analyzed, the only solution for Aliko Dangote will be perhaps to start to extract his own crude oil. Otherwise, it doesn't seem there's any hope that he will be able to access the crude oil that has been extracted from his own country. But anyway, let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this? Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you find what we bring you here is relevant and informative enough. Share the video with others. And if you want to help us further, which we really appreciate, you can donate to our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section. Thank you again for all of you that you have been donating to our PayPal account. We really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. And thank you for being here, for trusting us, for encouraging us. It's all necessary for us. You guys keep us, going. Thanks again, child of God, Yoruba land. I will see you again on the next one. We have 2 other streamings, so stay tuned. Right after this, I'm going to talk about Faki Mahlet visiting the Ethiopian Airlines, which is a Pan-African airline. we'll see you there. So until then, ciao, ciao.